I was looking through some old project folders at our studio the other day, and I realised something quite funny about our best work. When we sit down to plan a complete video marketing campaign at Fable Studios, we usually have every single frame mapped out. We know the lighting, the angles, and exactly what the person on camera is going to say. But if you look at the final cut of our most successful videos, the moment that usually makes people lean in or feel something isn't always the bit we planned. It's those mistakes or a tiny unscripted human moment that we didn't see coming. There's a lot of pressure for your brand to be perfect. Lots of brand managers want everything to be crisp, clean and polished because they think that reflects a professional brand. Whilst that is true, from a content marketing perspective, if you make something too perfect, it can start to feel a bit robotic. It loses that human connection that actually drives engagement and builds trust. We spend so much time trying to control the environment that we sometimes forget the best stuff happens when we just let go a little. If your audience feels like they're watching a highly produced and slick piece of content, they might admire the quality, but they might not always feel a personal connection to your story. There's a specific kind of magic in the in-between moments. It's the bit where an interviewee laughs because they tripped over their words, or the sun hits a lens flare in a way that technically shouldn't be there. If a bird flies into a shot or a gust of wind messes up someone's hair, our first instinct used to be to shout, "Cut!" and start again. Now, we usually just let it roll. These are the textures that make a video feel real. They tell the viewer that they're watching something authentic rather than a cold corporate message. It's about being professional enough to stay true to the brand, but also creative enough to know when to ignore the rules of the storyboard just for a brief moment. You might think that showing a mistake is bad for business, but in terms of video marketing, it can actually be a strength. When that potential lead sees a video that feels genuine, their guard drops. They aren't being sold to in the traditional aggressive sense. Instead, they're being invited into a conversation. Authenticity is the ultimate marketing tool because it's the one thing that your competitors can't steal from you. They might copy a script or a lighting setup, but they can't copy that unique, spontaneous energy of your real team working together. By leaning into these moments, you create content that stands out in a crowded, overly filtered digital world. The takeaway here is that you shouldn't be afraid of the rough edges in your brand's story. People don't buy from perfect corporate literature, they buy from real people. If you want a video strategy that captures the actual heart of what you do, flaws and all, then we should definitely have a chat at Fable Studios. We specialise in finding that balance between high production value and genuine human connection. I talked about the beauty of the unplanned today to show that video is more than just a script. It's about capturing a feeling that converts viewers into long-term fans of your brand. I'm Yas, thanks so much for listening, and I'll catch you on the next one.